This is my intro. There are many others like it, but this one is mine. Hi, greetings and salutations. This is Dan from Boilerplate Socialism. It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, that's because of school. You see, midterms are bad, second midterms are worst, and finals are worse than worse. But I'm here. I don't intend to give up on this project, and I'm happy to be here. So without further ado, let's start today. Today I wanted to ask, what is a tankie? A tankie is a person who supports George Bush Sr. using tanks to crush the riots in LA in the 90s. No, that's not it. A tankie is someone who supports Boris Yeltsin firing tank shells upon the Russian parliament after the fall of the Soviet Union. Alright, I'll stop it now. Tankie started as a term in the 1950s after the Hungarian uprisings by remnants of the old puppet government. It was a term used largely by the British Communist Party and dissidents in the party to describe people who were supporting Stalinist policies or Soviet policies of, basically using force to crush violent uprisings. That was how it began. The term morphed a bit and eventually became a term for anyone who supported Stalinist policies, and then mutated again to anyone who supported socialist governments or regimes in general, from Vietnam to Laos and Cambodia and onward. And then from there it was largely confined to Britain and mostly unknown in the mainstream. And then in the age of the internet it became known slightly again, but it really kicked off in about 2007 when largely liberal publications like The Guardian brought it into vogue. Sort of the reason I wanted to do this is because, one, I'm a terminally online millennial, and two, it's good to note how this has changed in its use. Originally it meant something very specific. And these days it comes to mean sort of anyone who identifies as communists or leftists or anarchist, or anyone who most recently, especially after the war in Russia and Ukraine, supports a peace negotiation between Ukraine and Russia. Now it's important to really think about that. The term tankie, originally someone who supported state force, now has come to a term used to someone who wants to end a war. That's how words work. They change, they mute over time, they evolve. That's how things are. But I really wanted to tackle this term because it's really become popular on the online right, at least, since the start of the Russia-Ukraine war, where they associate modern Russia with the Soviet Union, even though they're nothing alike. Vladimir Putin is a criminal and a member of the capitalist class, and the war he's waging on Ukraine is a capitalist war for the benefit of the capitalist class in Russia. Now it is important to remember that, like I said, I thought this would be a fun topic. I've been called a tankie for calling for an end to the Russia-Ukraine war. Personally, I think negotiations should have been done before the fall of Mariupol, but that's neither here nor there. I'm a random man on the internet, and I'll let you know when I have the power to change international global policy. The first thing I would do would be to end student loans, but So I just wanted to talk about that. And it's important to remember what this term means, how they evolve, who's using it, because it does depend on who you're talking to. Part of it has become the fact that as socialism and communism and other leftist ideologies become more popular, the term tankie has also become more popular among our detractors. Even if you don't necessarily support the use of Khrushchev's use of tanks in Hungary or Poland, or even if we don't support, say, the use of tanks against rioters in Los Angeles, or the use of armed ammunition against Kent State. The state is a violent institution, and that's a discussion to be had. But at the end of the day, I'd say about 90 to 95% of the people who call someone else a tankie really aren't doing it in a serious way. They're not doing it to actually say something about you. It's a little bit like when the Gamergate movement in 2016 used to call people a cuck. It has a dictionary definition, and it just became an amorphous slur that ultimately means nothing. So I hope that wasn't too rambly. This was a low-effort video, and my attempt to prove that I'm still interested in this project. I'm going to try and upload weekly. Probably won't, but, school comes first, life comes first. I'll be back. I am much too tired to answer everyone's replies today, but I'll try to get back next week because I have more exams on Monday and Thursday. But thank you for watching, thank you for following, and have a fantastic day. This has been good, and thank you for watching. This is my outro. There are many others like it, but this one is mine.